People wake up every morning thinking they've got time. Time to fix things, time to start over, time to finally become what they keep pretending they already are. But TikTok May doesn't care. See, the clock's not waiting for anyone to get their act together. It just keeps moving, dragging you with it, whether you're ready or not. And most won't even notice what's happening until it's too late. Time. It's funny, isn't it? Everyone thinks they have it. Like it's some kind of promise written in the sky tomorrow. Next week, next year, all neatly lined up, just waiting for them late. But let me ask you something. Who said you get that time? Who handed it to you? 'Cause last I checked, the clock didn't come with a contract. It just ticks. And it keeps ticking whether you're laughing, crying, screaming, or staring at the ceiling, pretending your life is under control. You ever see someone waste their whole morning staring at a screen, scrolling through other people's lives? Then the afternoon hits and they say, I'll start later. Then night creeps in and they go, tomorrow's better anyway. And tomorrow, hey, tomorrow's a beautiful excuse. You can't touch it, can't prove it, can't live in it. But boy, does it make you feel better. I've got time. That's the lullaby people sing to themselves right before they fall asleep on their own potential. Time's the biggest joke of them all. Because it doesn't warn you. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder and say, hey champ, you've only got 2 more chances before you miss the whole damn train. No, it just keeps moving. Like a quiet thief with clean gloves. You won't even know it's gone until you reach out for it and grab air. And the worst part, people think they're in control of it. Like they've got the steering wheel. Like they get to choose when to be ready. I'll start when I feel motivated. Motivation. That's the unicorn people chase to avoid doing the real work. Time doesn't care how you feel. Doesn't care if you're tired, sad, broken, or busy. It just demands action. Now, not later, not perfect, not pretty. Now, you ever wonder why some people make massive moves while others just stall out? Same number of hours in a day, same chances to breathe, to move, to break something open. But one of them realized that time isn't a gift, it's a ticking ultimatum. And the other, still negotiating with the clock, like it's gonna cut them a deal. See, there's a price to waiting, a real one. Every second you spend overthinking, doubting, planning to maybe possibly start tomorrow, you're paying in something you'll never get back. You're writing IOUs to your future self. And guess what? That guy's not showing up with a cape. He's showing up angry, disappointed, tired of picking up the pieces you kept dropping. But you don't see that now, do you? No, right now it feels safe, feels warm. Feels like you've got this cushion of endless time beneath you. But let me tell you something, comfort is a liar. It tells you you've got forever. And forever doesn't exist, not here, not in this game. You've got a month, maybe less. And May's already walking out the door with your missed chances in its pocket. So you sit there thinking, watching the hours slip, watching other people build, run, fight while you get ready. You think they're lucky. Think they're different. No. They just understood something you haven't yet. Time doesn't knock, it breaks in. And you better be ready when it does. Most people, they're not awake. Oh sure, their eyes are open. They walk, they talk, they nod and smile and pretend they're part of something real, but inside empty, numb like a machine stuck in demo mode. Same routine, same coffee, same complaints, same stories recycled over and over again like a bad sitcom no one has the guts to cancel. You call that living. That's sleepwalking with a pulse. See, there's a certain kind of poison in comfort. A slow, sweet kind. You don't taste it at first, it feels good. Feels good, safe. But every day you stay in it, you lose a little more fire. A little more of that spark that used to light you up when you talked about your dreams. Now you talk more about traffic, weather, bills. You blend in so well with the background, even the noise forgets you're there. And the really funny part, they all think they're doing the right thing. I'm being responsible. I'm playing it safe. Safe from what risk? Growth? Truth? Oh, how terrified people are of truth. Because truth hurts, doesn't. It pokes holes in the little stories you built in layers around yourself. And stories, that's what people live in. Fairy tales dressed up as routines. You tell yourself you're working on it, you're building, you're figuring things out. But deep down you're stalling. You know it. Everyone knows it. But no one says it because that would mean waking up. And nobody really wants that. They want just enough awareness to keep pretending. They'll scroll past 10 people doing what they dream of, and instead of getting inspired, they get bitter. Envious. Must be nice. Yeah, it is nice. But it ain't magic. It's just that someone else snapped out of the daze and decided to stop waiting for permission. That's the trick. There's no permission. There's no green light. You either move or you rot. Simple. But that's the thing. Most people, they don't move. They sit. They shrink. They follow the script. Go to school, get the job, hate the job, stay for the benefits, complain about Mondays, live for the weekend, and then spend the weekend escaping the life they built 5 days a week. That's not a life. That's a loop. A hamster wheel dressed in business casual. And every time someone tries to step out of that loop, the others pull them back in. Be realistic. Don't get your hopes up. You know what that is? That's fear disguised as advice. People don't like watching someone break free because it reminds them they never tried. So they'll tell you to sit down, blend in, be normal. But let me ask you what's normal about wasting your potential, because it's more comfortable to stay afraid. No, most people aren't living. They're surviving. And not even in a noble way. They're surviving the boredom they chose. They've built little prisons out of expectations, and now they walk the same path every day, convinced it's the only one. Wake up, work, eat, scroll, sleep, repeat. And they'll do this until their body gives out. And even then they'll say they had a good run. You think that's dramatic? Go stand in a grocery store and look around. Look at the eyes. Empty. Glazed over. People buying food they don't like to go home to, people they stop loving to watch shows they don't care about while talking about things they don't believe in. And every single one of them will tell you they're fine. Oh, that word. Fine. It's the anthem of the asleep. No fire, no rage, no hunger, just fine. But if you've ever felt it even for a second, that little shake in your chest, that whisper that says, this can't be it, then you're not all the way gone. Not yet. There's still something inside trying to wake you up, but it's fading. Every time you ignore it, it fades. Every time you choose the easy way, the quiet way, the safe way, you're turning down the volume on your own life. You ever feel it? That little twitch under your skin when everything looks normal, sounds normal, but something just doesn't sit right. That's not anxiety. That's not stress. That's the warning shot. That's your soul tapping the glass, trying to get your attention before you flatline into the same gray mess everyone else is drowning in. Discomfort. It's not a bug in the system, it is the system screaming at you to wake up. People treat discomfort like it's some kind of disease. They run from it, medicate it, bury it under distractions and double shifts and scrolling and snacking and fake smiles at jobs they hate, in lives they settled for. But me, I love discomfort. It's honest, it's pure, it doesn't lie to you like comfort does. Comfort whispers, you're okay here, stay put. Don't shake things up. But discomfort grabs you by the face and says, this ain't it, and you know it. That ache you feel when the alarm goes off and you already hate the day. That's not normal, no matter how many people say it is. That knot in your stomach before a meeting where you've got to pretend to be someone you're not. That's not just how it is. That tension in your chest when you scroll past someone chasing their dream while you're still talking about yours. That's not jealousy. That's your real self banging on the walls you built around it. And people go, well, maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I just need a break. No, you don't need a break. You need a breakthrough. Big difference. One of them puts you back where you started. The other one blows the damn doors off. But to get to that, you gotta lean into the discomfort. You gotta stop numbing it and start listening. Because the pain, it's personal. It's tailored. It knows exactly what you're avoiding, and it serves it to you cold every single day. You want to know how change really starts. Not in motivation, not in some feel-good speech with fancy lights and dramatic music. Change starts in disgust, in frustration, in the moment you look around and realize you can't fake it for one more minute. You think that's a breakdown. No, that's the beginning of something beautiful. That's the soil real growth crawls out of. Messy, chaotic, raw, and absolutely necessary. But that only happens if you let it. Most people won't. They'll patch the leaks with lies. It's not that bad. I'm lucky. Could be worse. Yeah, could be worse. Could also be better. Could also be real. But no one wants to rip off the mask because the mask is warm and it fits just right. And if you wear it long enough, you start to forget it's even there. Discomfort, it reminds you that you're pretending, that there's a gap between who you are and who you told yourself you'd be. And the bigger that gap gets, the louder the discomfort grows. It doesn't care about your calendar. It doesn't care if you've got plans next month or rent due next week. Discomfort isn't polite. It shows up at dinner, at work, in the silence after you turn off your music, in the mirror when no one's watching. It waits for quiet because that's when it can speak the loudest. And when it does, most people slam the door. But if you're smart, if you're even a little bit dangerous, you'll open it. You'll let it in. You'll say, all right, show me what I'm scared of. Because that's the trick, isn't it? Discomfort isn't there to hurt you. It's there to push you, to expose the soft spots you've been avoiding so you can stop pretending and start rebuilding. No growth ever came from peace and quiet. No legend was born on a couch. You want to transform. You want to tear down the walls and make something that actually matters. Then you better get real familiar with that sting, that pull, that scratch on the inside of your ribcage that says move, change. But hey, you can ignore it. Lots of people do. They've made an art of it. So much so they can't even feel the discomfort anymore. It's just background noise now, like a hum in the back of a broken TV. You think that's peace? No, that's numb. That's what happens when you hit snooze on your potential one too many times. You know what's really funny? People think doing nothing is harmless, like it's this neutral little zone where they can sit, sip their coffee, scroll through nonsense, and wait for some cosmic sign to drop out of the sky. But here's the punchline: they're not waiting. They're decaying. Slowly. Silently. Like meat left out too long. And you can't smell it at first, no. But it's there. The rot, the rust, the regret. You see, when you delay action, when you put off the hard things, the scary things, the real things, you're not just standing still. Oh no, you're slipping backwards, downward, into that comfy little hole you call your life. The one where nothing changes, but somehow everything feels worse. And every time you almost did something but didn't. That was you cutting a little piece off your own future and throwing it in the trash. People think sabotage looks like a big explosion. Like blowing up your life in one reckless night. But the real sabotage, it's subtle. It's quiet. It was your clothes, speaks in your voice, and sounds a lot like, I'll do it later. That voice, that's the villain. Not some external monster waiting to knock you down. No, it's you. Every time you delay, every time you wait for it to feel right, every time you let fear tuck you in and sing you lullabies made of excuses. And oh, the excuses, there aren't really. I'm not ready yet. I just need more time. It's not the right moment. What moment are you waiting for exactly? The stars to align, the mood to strike, the world to hand you a permission slip. Let me tell you something, if you need it to feel easy, you'll be waiting your whole damn life. Because nothing real ever shows up wrapped in comfort. It shows up dressed like work, like risk, like fear with a smirk. And the worst part, the longer you delay, the better you get at it. Procrastination's got muscle memory. It becomes your reflex. You don't even notice it after a while. It's just who you are now. The almost person. Almost did it. Almost said it. Almost tried. but almost doesn't get remembered. Almost doesn't change lives. It just leaves you in the crowd watching people who didn't wait. You think you're protecting yourself by hesitating, by holding back until you're sure. But really, you're just locking yourself in a cell made of missed chances. You think indecision is safe. It's not. It's just pain in slow motion. A kind of self-inflicted punishment for being too scared to see what you're really made of. And deep down, you know it, you feel it, that itch, that pressure, that low, constant hum that says you were meant for more but you're choosing less. People love to talk about destiny, about purpose, like it's some glowing treasure waiting to be found. But here's a little secret: purpose doesn't show up unless you move. It doesn't reveal itself to the ones who wait. It comes to the ones who dare. And if you keep standing still, you'll never meet it. You'll just keep bumping into versions of yourself that could have been if only you hadn't hesitated. But people don't like that truth. Too sharp, too raw. They'd rather believe they've got time, that it'll all work out eventually. But eventually is a ghost. A polite little lie we tell ourselves to avoid the mirror. And every time you tell yourself not yet, what you're really saying is never. You just dress it up nicer so you can sleep at night. You ever hear someone say, "I don't want to fail, that's rich." Because by not acting, you're already failing. Just slower, quieter. So nobody notices, including you. You think silence is peace, but sometimes silence is just the sound of your dreams being buried one delay at a time. You think rest is harmless, but sometimes rest is just giving fear a bigger head start. And don't get me wrong, fear is part of the ride, but fear isn't the enemy. Hesitation is. Delay is that moment when you know what you need to do and you flinch. That's the moment everything gets stolen. Your momentum, your shot, your spark. Not with a bang, but with a breath you held too long. A second you gave away for free. A choice you never made. Momentum. Now that's the real currency. Not money, not talent, not connections. Momentum. That invisible force that makes nobodies into legends and kings into ghosts when they lose it. It's like a storm, you don't see how it starts, just a breeze, a twitch in the air. But if you catch it, if you ride it while it's rising, it'll carry you through walls, through doubt, through fire. The trick is, most people never catch it. They wait too long, they hesitate, and by the time they try to move, it's already gone. Everyone thinks boldness is about being loud, being reckless, showing off. But no. Boldness is timing. It's guts. It's jumping when your legs are still shaking and your voice is still cracking. It's grabbing the wheel while the car's still moving. And May is that turning point, that cliff edge, that pressure cooker where things either click or they crack. You either rise with it or get swallowed by it. You see the world shifting when no one's looking. Right now. While you're thinking. While you're overanalyzing your next post, your next plan, your next move. Other people are doing. Not perfectly. Not with a 10-step strategy. Just doing. And that's what momentum loves: movement. Messy, raw, reckless. Action. The minute you take one step, even if it's stupid, the air changes, the path bends. The weight lifts. That's the secret most don't tell you. Momentum doesn't come after clarity. It comes before it. But most people, they want the map before they take the road. They want all the lights green before they leave the driveway. Life doesn't work like that. May doesn't wait. The bold are already running while you're still lacing up your shoes. And by the time you decide to move, they've already lapped you without even outs. Not because they're better, but because they moved. See, people think momentum is something you get. Nah, it's something you build. One brave decision, one uncomfortable step, one ignored fear at a time. You can't fake it, you can't borrow it, and you sure as hell can't buy it. You earn it in the seconds where nobody's clapping, nobody's clapping, and you still go. That's where the shift begins. That's where power creeps in. And the really funny thing, Momentum doesn't need big moves, it feeds off tiny rebellions. Waking up earlier than you want to. Saying no to what drains you. Posting the thing you're scared people will laugh at. Making the call you've been dodging. That's fuel. And once the engine starts, once it growls, everything gets easier, not because the world changes, but because you do. But miss the window, and you're stuck. Back in the mud, back in your head. Back watching other people play the game while you tell yourself you're just waiting for the right time. There is no right time, there's just now, and now is running out. May's closing fast, and you can feel it, can't you? That urgency, that static in your spine, that's not anxiety, that's the signal. That's the moment. You either move with it, or it moves past you. People like to say, I'm gonna start in June. June. By June, the race is halfway done. The doors are closing. The ride's already in motion. You don't build momentum in comfort. You build it in chaos. In May, when the pressure's high and the doubt's louder than ever. That's when the bold move. Not because they're fearless, but because they know fear is just a side effect of speed. And let me tell you something, once you've felt it. Real momentum, you'll never want to stop. It's addicting, it's loud, it's messy, but it moves, it burns through the garbage in your head. It silences the critics, especially the one in the mirror, because when you've got momentum, the noise doesn't matter. The fear doesn't matter. All that matters is the next step, and then the next, and the next. But you gotta take that first one now while May is still hot, still open, still spinning. Because if you wait for it,